Okay folks, now we're getting ready to put the collars on. Gotta make sure we got connectivity, and you'll notice these are all color coded as well as labeled, because sometimes they're used on different dogs, my dogs, but sometimes for different purposes. We do a lot of filming, as you're aware. Jagster's getting his collar on right now. So again, these are GPS Garmin Alpha 100s. I have a couple that are part of the TT series, which are a little smaller. Again, using them for different purposes with the cameras, basically, and obviously for the GPS. But they're really nice. I devised a way to attach a camera to. Good boy, Jaggy. Sorry, buddy. See, with Jag, I double it back because the collar's a little long. I could cut it, but because I rotate them with the different dogs, and I find that cutting them doesn't always do a great job. What I mean by that is, unlock the door that way. This is Zorro and Chase. Stay, guys. Good boys. Ready, stop. What I mean by it's cutting the excess of the collar. Of course, for Zorro, we wouldn't need to do that because he's large. But even when you cut them, they fray at the end. You can do different things like melt them together to avoid the fraying. But I always find that it lets you get a better, it lasts longer. Stay. Good boy. And get a better grip on the dog. Princess, relax. This one is one of the TT ones. Again, one of the small ones. Princess. You have to have a princess. The right tightness. And good securely. Back. I actually back, good boys. I actually like it when Princess does that because she's just excited, and I love to see her be excited. Again, Princess is the eldest at 14. I'm turning them on in case you didn't know. 14 and a half. I'm gonna put a belt on. The belt's not gonna do much today. Usually, depending on what we're doing, what activity, and how I'm documenting it, and what equipment I'm using, determines what I wear. This is a belt that can hold equipment for live broadcast and stuff like that, as well as the equipment I use for the dogs, which are the collars. Now I'm making sure everybody's got connectivity. It doesn't look like they do, so I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. What I'll do is, Princess is the last one I do, and then I'll let her out. So I open her door, put the collar on, and let her out. And I want to make sure all my collars are connected to the base station here, because if they're not talking to it, they're not going to track the dogs. I'm not going to be able to communicate with them. So it's all a work in progress, meaning we got to take our time and work with the collars. Okay, Zorro's the only one who hasn't connected, and Chase now. Princess did. So it could mean that I didn't turn them on, which is very possible. Stay. Stay, guys. Which is probable. Because now that I think about it, I don't remember. But I won't. Princess, stop. Just don't want her to get everyone too excited. Now, because I was busy explaining it, the possibility exists that I might not have turned it on, and I don't believe I did. Now, they do have collars to mark, lights to mark if they're on or not, but certainly in all this fur you're not going to see that light, at least. They do have other lights on them. If you're running at night to keep an eye on the dog, it helps locate the dog. Again, a little cumbersome with all the hair here for these dogs. Let's see what we hooked up. Stay, guys. And what I do is stay. No, Chase, back. He's smart. He knows I won't shut it. Usually, it's only a 3-second process. Of course, today it turned into something more because I'm trying to explain it. But you can see I've rigged up, we call it when you like rigging a show, rigging up the camera, rigs, all the equipment here. This will allow me to document everything. We're on battery packs. There's a battery. This whole vehicle is run by batteries, but we don't hook to the main batteries because it would take longer cords, and it's just as easy to go here. I'm always implementing, creating, trying things, etc. And this is my latest, I guess, setup, if you will. Let's see what we got dog-wise now. Zorro registered. Now Chase did not, and Chase was having a problem. Chase registered. We're set, folks. Okay, so this is my, oh, we didn't, one last thing it's important to do. I reset the controller so I know how many miles we did. It doesn't merge with last trip. It's called a new hunt because it's actually, you're hunting. Most people using this equipment are hunters. That's what it's really designed for, believe it or not. Okay, turn the cameras on. So we're gonna let the princess out in a sec. Just checking on the activity there. And that's the way we do that. GoPro, stop recording. Stay. And this is how the princess gets her collar on. Now she's 14 and a half, and she's very feisty. So if I let her, she'll jump out of here. Matter of fact, even if I don't let her, she'll try. Stay, good girl. So I'm gonna be careful with her. She knows. Good girl. I'll take the proper time. Gonna turn off the vehicles, but leave them in a position that if I turn it on remotely, the vehicle, I can turn it on remotely, the air conditioner will come on free. Free, Jay. GoPro, stop recording. Come on, Chase. So what we're doing now, folks, we're rolling through a field that's actually surrounded by cornfields on each side. They leave an aisleway. Come on, Chase. Good boy. Usually for their equipment to pass through, and as well as me also, because again, I have an arrangement with the farm where I come here and do my stuff with the wolf pack, and they are okay with that, and I'm loving it. So I've been doing this for 7-8 years now. Look at that, I love when they're in perfect formation. We got Princess behind us. Easy, guys. And she's just taking her time. Again, she's about 14 and a half. I'll try to give you a quick view of her. Stay, guys. She's right there if you can see her. She's coming up through. But this actually keeps a nice spread with them going. I ride in the middle, and when we get to the top here, we'll wait for her, because I never go around a corner without having her close to me. Zorro, no! Zorro! Zorro! Chase, no! Here! Good boy, Zorro. Yeah, see how I came right out. Come on, Chase! Chase comes right out. And that's what you want. They could go in the cornfield. I have a GPS collar that they're wearing, of course, Garmin Alpha. And I'll show it to you right here. So I can contact them. It has audio tones, as well as tells me where they're at. But because of the surroundings, there's a trailer house up there, could be other dogs here, I don't want them to get too far. Sometimes when I know what's going on. Come on, guys. Come on. They might be hot on the scent of something. They're not going to catch it. I've been loud through here, so. Jag. Jag, no. Good boy. Jag. Jag's the white one here. And the reason I call Jag off is because sometimes that can be a little contentious. He tries to be the alpha with Zorro, and if he feels like Zorro starts pushing on him too hard, he'll bite back. And because of Zorro's gentle demeanor, he won't fight. But it's just uncomfortable scene that I don't want. Zorro, no! Come on! Good boy. See how he comes right out. And that distraction for them, which they enjoyed, of course, gave Princess time to catch up to us. So I don't have to ask them to wait as long when we get up here to the top to where we're going to go to the right to have as much patience, if you will, because she's not too far behind. So that's why I don't mind. Now, if we're chugging along, if Princess is... Oh, pretty little flower there. Huh. I have to get a picture of this. Excuse me for a sec, folks. Love this. It's all about nature. And I love nature. She's catching up. Come on, Chase. Now, through this high grass. Come on, Chase. You have to be really careful because the dog could get underneath you, meaning one of my dogs. Of course, there's not other dogs here with us. Because if I didn't know where everything was, all the animals, you could hit one, God forbid, a million times. And I'm going to just show you Princess. See her making it through here? How cool is that? Come on, good girl. That's how we do it, folks. GoPro, stop recording. So, Princess is feeling really good today, and she's keeping up with us in the sense that she's going faster than most of the other times. It's not quite as hot. That's helping her out, but you can see she's right here. Come on, guys, let's go. No, no, free. Come on, Zorro. And see how I called them off that. The reason I did that, because they're all crowded around. Something was involved in that hay. I don't mind them. Come on, guys. No, good boy. Come on. But sometimes it gets a little contentious. Come on, Chase. Good boys. Good boys. With Princess coming up behind them, and she's gonna stop. And she's still a little alpha-matistic. She's still a little alpha. That's my word, alpha-matistic. But she's still a little, got some alpha in her, even though her golden age. So she's gonna let them know who the boss is, or who she thinks the boss is. And I prevent that from happening by just moving them along when she's close by and they're trying to claim a scent. And that's what I call wolf driving. GoPro, stop recording. This is a really awesome view because of the different greens. I believe that soybeans straight ahead as the crow flies around 12 o'clock. And this is just tall grass, probably going to be harvested for hay at some point. The way the light hits all the time, of course, depends on the colors it gives off, but I'm thinking naturally the soybeans are a little bit of a deeper, darker green, if you will. And the hay, the tall grass here, is a little bit of a lighter green, almost lime, at least in this light, so it's kind of cool. So we stop here. Sometimes you can see Chase doing a little roll, and we take a breather. This is usually a good spot, a little more shade because you have the woods next to us, especially on a sunny day. It's not quite as sunny today, at least right now it's not. So the dogs are doing their stuff. You can see Princess has caught up with us. And hi, Jaggy. Good boy. Jaggy's doing good. Everybody's doing good. You can see Princess, she has a little limp, but you'll notice, Chase, as we go through the day, the limp gets less and less because she's working it. The more mobility she gets, the less the limp is. Now, it'll be sore the next day, but the idea is to get her enough exercise that the next day is full of exercise too, and the soreness never really sets in. It's just constantly moving. She's eating grass. Zorro's eating grass. Chase is probably eating grass, and Jag's just hanging out. I'm going to do a quick camera check here, folks. You can, oh, it's on. I can see it now. You can see we got quite a setup going here. When I say we, it's only me out here today. A lot of times you'll see me with some of the WooFDriver pit crew, but today it's just me because on these local runs, obviously I don't need any assistance. Usually the assistance is for when we go on our further runs, WooFDriver on tour, and I'm bringing more equipment and running one way, meaning I'm on a trail, I get dropped off at one point, picked up at another instead of turning back around. So that's where we're at. Chase is making it back over our way, which I wanted him to do. And, good picture there. Good boy, Chase. GoPro, stop recording. So right here, I came down one direction, the road, farm road here forks off, but I'm gonna go up the other direction, so it's kind of a cool effect. Come on, guys. And the dogs are like doing like they should. As you saw Zorro waiting for me, he didn't know which direction I was going, and that's how they wait for you. Princess is gonna shortcut me a little bit, but that's okay. Come on, guys. Zorro, free, come on. Actually, she's still coming across. She chose to go that way because the grass got really high here, which is all good. Jag's waiting for her. How cool is that? Good girl, pretty. Come on, good girl. Sky's getting a little overcast. Could be a little rain in the forecast. I always bring a rain suit. Rain doesn't bother the dogs. Of course, if there's lightning and wind and other hazards, we get out of Dodge. But when it's just a little rain, sometimes it helps cool everything off, and it's kind of nice. GoPro, stop. So folks, just riding through a little light summer rain. It was heavy for a couple minutes. Come on, guys. But clear skies look like they're prevailing, so we're going to carry on. Zorro, Jag, come on. Jag says, Dad, I want to go where it's dry. It's all good. So this is wolf driving. We do it in all kinds of weather, and it's actually quite enjoyable, especially on a day when it's humid and the sky just kind of wrings the towel. It's like, gets all the moisture out, and when it's done, it usually feels much better. So I've got, right here is Chase. Zorro just passed us. Jag's behind us, and so is Princess. And they're making their way through the field. And I love it right after a rainstorm. It's always nice. You just gotta, you know, take precaution, standing water, especially in the kind of rains we've been having. There's been a lot of flooding. So what I mean by that is, especially when you're driving, a road can be flooded and you don't know it. Around here, I'm going much slower, taking my time, and I can evaluate the situation better that way. But you still have to be careful because there could be, there's underground springs here, and with the rain, sometimes it can get quite high quickly. So the dogs are okay with it. It's just me on the ATV I gotta worry about. And you can see this is spectacular. I mean, the ground's perfect temperature for the dogs, providing them a little coolness, wetness to their pads. So that makes it real nice. It's soft because of the rain. Come on, Jag. And what I'll do is, Jag stop to roll and enjoy the wet grass, and I'll just keep him going, let him take his breather. But as I move on, I want to make sure he's relatively keeping up with us. That way it's not a long call, or he doesn't get distracted by something and go in another direction. Even though he's trained not to. GoPro, stop recording. So folks, if you didn't see the other video, we just got through a little bit of a rainstorm. Kind of nice though. I mean, it's just like the sky perspiring. It's been really humid, so come on, Zorro. It's like the sky wringing a towel, I say. You know, just wringing the water out, drying it down. Once it wrings it out and gets rid of the humidity. Let's get Zorro. He thinks he sees something. Probably just a the rain hitting on it, because their eyesight and their hearing's trained to key in on any small movement or any small sound. There could be potential prey. That's their instinct. Come on, guys. Look at this. Pretty's right in front. Pretty's the princess. The coolness, the moisture from the rain gets the grass wet, of course, and it helps cool their pads and their fur on their lower paws as they're running, which keeps them more comfortable. And it also makes the grass a little softer. It's really nice. Princess taking her time. Boys are moving ahead, thinking something's in the cornfield. Try to get ahead of Chase, because that'll... Chase, good boy. Come on, Chase. When he gets too close to the ATV, I don't move, but when I have the clearance, of course, I go. Princess chugging along. And this is just, I can't tell you how enjoyable it is. I mean, the most enjoyable part is watching the dogs enjoy themselves, of course. Oh, a little bit of rain picking up again. Gonna make it to the woods soon where I'll get a little shelter from that rain. Look at Pretty. She's right in the real tall grass now. Hope you can see that, folks. He's so funny. Come on, guys. Zorro. Come on, Princess. Come on, good girl. Come on, good girl. You're a good girl. Come on, my best girl. Giving her a little bit of encouragement. Come on, pretty girl. Good girl. Getting her out of the tall grass. Get to the side. She can see better, and it's not as much work. But she's on her own. She's doing what she wants to do. I'm just gently directing her with my voice, but letting her call the shots, or at least think she's calling the shots. That's what you need to do with an alpha husky. Rain's picking up, folks. Looks like I'm gonna get soaked. GoPro, stop recording. So we're just getting over the rainstorm here, and skies look like they're clearing. Now, I said that last time it got rained on again, so I won't be applying for a weather forecasting job anytime soon. Got Princess behind us, Jag's right in the center, Sorrow's to my left, Chase is to my right. Making our way down what will become hay. It's a hay field. To the left of me is corn, to the right of me is corn. And I'm just hoping my cameras are waterproof, folks. They are. We've actually modified some of these cameras. If you ever watch my videos, oh, my leg feels good when it gets wet like that. You'll know that we do a lot of special effects. Come on, guys. No, no. Come on. Do a lot of, come on. A lot of special effects stuff. So a lot of my cameras have been modified. Good boys. Come on, guys. Chase, no. Good boy. Come on, guys. Going through this thicket here of brush, and just want to make sure that the dogs are in the right direction so they're not caught in there as I go. Of course, I won't go unless I see all of them. Zorro, no! And just like that, we call him off, and he comes. Come on. When I say we, sometimes, I'm sorry I'm talking with the plurality, if that's the right word, but I feel like my mentor, John was his name, was always with me, and we would do a lot of activities together. He taught me everything I know about dogs besides what the Huskies taught me. That bird right out there. And just feel like he's with me all the time. So, good feeling. Easy, guys. You see how Chase lopes. It's a little more defined now, which is really cool because the grass is wet. And he's just bouncing. That's the way he walks. And that's typical of a wolf, actually. They lope. So that's why I call Chase the Wolf Man, W-O-O-F. You go on the internet and search that, you'll probably find some Chase information from one of my many websites about him. So Princess is still, I know you, maybe you can see her in the mirror. She's still chugging along. Easy, guys. Rain is letting up. Hope it continues to. It was a nice storm, though. It was real nice summertime activity, weather activity, because there's no lightning and no wind, no thunder. Just sky letting some moisture out. Sorrow. When the weather changes, of course, especially when you get different winds, you'll see a lot of times dogs put their nose in the air. So trying to catch the cross winds, the scent that is being pushed by the wind in different directions, so they know what surrounds them, what's in our area, what kind of animals. Pretty cool. Good boys. This is a little, nope, pass through in the field. We're not going to go this way though. Come on, guys. Now I'm not, we'll go the other way, Chase. Come on. Good boy. And I like them stopping and smelling the roses, if you will, because it's giving Princess time to catch up to us. Moving along great. And we're loving life, basically. Still raining. Not much, though. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. But it's minimal. There's going to be storms throughout the day, so depending, I'm going to try to get us at least 3 miles in. That's a good point. Where are we at now? Relatively speaking, we're at 2 miles. So another mile at least. And if it lets up, we'll try for 4 or 5. But I'm going to do a lap on another field, and then I'm going to take them through the woods. They love going through this stream area. And then we'll come out. We'll have done a quarter of the farm, believe it or not. So we'll come out and I'll be able to actually access the car on the side we'll be on. So if the weather persists, then that's the way I'll take them. Easy, guys. Ho, 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 ho. Chase. Just want to grab a camera lens cloth. There's the Princess doing her thing. And I'm almost always prepared for almost all situations. But sometimes when we get a little wet here, the lenses get a little foggy. And I like to clean them as much as possible. So, because I want to remember these times forever and ever. Stay, guys. That's why I document everything. I mean, I love sharing it with everybody, but the best thing is being able to look back on this next year, year after, whenever the case may be, when I'm an old man. I'm kind of old now, don't tell anybody. And see the crazy stuff we did. Now the wind is getting a little windy, so hey guys. I might turn it around. Hey! Come on, here! Here, here! Here! Chase! Here! Here! Come on, guys! When I see wind roll in, time for us to roll. Come on, here. I'm gonna head the other way. So the plans have gotten changed because I see some inclement weather moving in. Now the skies are clear above me. I'm sorry, straight ahead. But when the wind rolls in, I don't want to head towards the woods. So it's a good half mile or so back to the truck. So that'll give the dogs plenty of, a little more ground to exercise. If it does continue to clear up like it is and the wind dies down, there's plenty of ways for me to get back onto any of these trails. I could go towards a pond just as a quick divert, which I probably will as long as it's clear up here. And the pond's in a wide open area, so you got no chance of any falling limbs or anything. Stay, guys. So I was talking about some underground streams earlier, and that's what they're underground springs. That's what they're drinking from. Pretty's working her way up here. Stay. Good boys. Still windy. And when we're out in the summertime, the weather can change at any given moment. I've looked it up on radar, but the kind of heat we've been having spawns pop-up storms everywhere. So you just gotta know your limitations and how to proceed. And that's what we do. Oh, It's got a little bit of a shower in. Come on, guys. Good boys. Good girl, pretty. Come on. Come on, Jack. Oh, hang on. Let Pretty get a drink. Jack, one more set. Good girl, Pretty. Again, it's an underground spring there, so water's perfectly fine. Some runoff from the mud, but they haven't been treating it with any pesticides. It was in the beginning of summer, late spring, early summer, so that's all gone now. Come on, guys. Actually, it's clearing up, but that's cool. You can see Princess has got a little limp, but a lot of the limp has worked its way out of her because of the mobility she's gotten to exercise, or the opportunity she's got. The mobility really helps. Good girl, Princess. Hold on, Zara. Sometimes she'll get sandwiched between the dogs. Like Zara was getting on my left side, so I can yell, kind of toot my horn, my loud voice, I call my horn, let them know, let's keep this going. That way, her I can't do it because she can only go so fast, but I can get him to move out of the way, yield to me, and that way I can make room for her and still keep going. Easy, guys. Believe it or not, from where we were at to get back to the van's probably a half a mile. And if I do a little loop around the pond, it'd be close to 3/4 of a mile. Probably get almost 3 miles, which is decent. Again, you know, as we get into the colder months, we go for 5 to 10. In the summer, I like to do 3 to 5. Depending on the terrain. This place is relatively flat. Oh, Chase, Chase, Chase. Good boy. Well, took 3 times, but he's excited, and I don't want to take the competitive nature away from him. Jack, good boy. Stay. Good boy. Just like that, they stay. And they're doing what they should be doing. And we're waiting for the princess. That's why I called them like that. And that's where we're at right now, folks. GoPro, stop recording. So we're still rolling along here. The weather's still persistent, but it's not as rainy, certainly not windy like it was starting to get. Skies are still looking a little ominous here. They were clearing past them, but I'm seeing a lot of clouds roll in. So we're probably going to make this about close to a 3-mile run. We were hoping to edge out a little more because the temperature is actually really nice. Again, you know, for the summer it's nice. My saying is anything above 0 degrees is hot for these guys, which is true. But in the summer, when they've got their coat ready, they've shed their undercoat, that's when you can expose them to a little more heat. This is really tough when you try to get the dogs out and it just becomes hot right from winter into summer. Essentially, you get some really hot days because they still got their winter coat on, so they essentially have 2 coats, and that is tough for them. With their single coat, it actually helps protect them against the sun and provide shade for them. Stay, guys. Oh, here comes the wind again. Stay. So we're gonna let the princess get a view. Stay. Boys. Take my eye off of them. I always tell them to stay. There's Princess making her way through here. Stay, guys. Good boys. They're grazing, if you will. So I'm just gonna wipe the camera lenses off. And hopefully some of the equipment got wet. Most of it's watertight in some way or another. What I mean by that is, even if it's not supposed to be in the rain, it can still take it as long as you dry it frequently let it dry out once it does get wet. I got lots of experience with it. Most of this equipment's made for the rain, but I'm using something to spin the camera, using some battery backup packs, which aren't necessarily designed to get wet, but the spinner's rubber coated, etc. Here's one of those little underground springs I told you about. Dog's getting a little drink there. It's a little muddy. It's just from the runoff. The runoff here again is perfectly safe this time of year. What's so nice about being here is if they ever, when they use pesticides, different chemicals here, which all farms have to, in some way. I mean, some are organic. I understand this is not organic, but they'll let me know. That way I can take the appropriate measures for the dogs. Still looks a little ominous, but it's clearing up for sure. I'm just gonna do a quick time check. It's 4 o'clock here. Again, I'm on the East Coast, United States, Maryland. Up towards Frederick right now. And this is somewhere around the 12th of August, I believe. 13th, sorry. In case you're watching and it's like, this is 2018. 5 years from now, you're looking at this video saying, what's that crazy guy doing? And this is what I call free ranging with my Huskies, where they're totally off leash. They're trained to listen to my commands. They use a GPS Garmin Alpha 100 collar, communicates through tones, through my voice. Stay, guys. Chase. Now we're coming to an intersection. This is a farm road. I don't hear, again, this ATV, by the way, is electric. So I would hear other equipment if anything was coming through here. I'm the only one with an electric vehicle, so there's nobody else with that. Chase. Zorro, here. Zorro. Stay. Good boys. And we're going to wait for the... Stay. We're going to wait for the princess. Stay, guys. And I'm just going to give you an idea of mileage. Okay, so... yeah, 2.5. It's 2.5 back to here. Stay. Chase. Plus that jag runs right to the little pooling of water there. That cools his pads. He likes the way that feels. Good boys. Good girl, pretty. So this rain has actually, this little bit of wind here is going to actually dry off that moisture, which is nice too. This farm, in case you haven't been with me before or know about this, well, I call it the big farm, so you can go through my YouTube channel and videos, pictures. A lot of them are documented where they were taken. The big farm's better than 500 acres. Again, we're near Frederick, Maryland. Roughly about 45 minutes from my home, so it's a little ride up here, but it's kind of nice. Pretty's gonna stop, and I let her stop and smell around, see what she wants to get into, as long as she doesn't head off in the wrong direction. But it's nice to ride home because when I get home, I feed the dogs, and the 45 minutes, by the time I get their collars off of them and get them set, it's an hour, a good hour before they would eat. Chase, Chase. So within that hour, I get them the appropriate rest, the cool down they need before they eat, which is important for issues like bloat and other health related issues if they eat too fast, just like a human, but actually it could be more toxic to them if they would eat too fast before and after exercise. Good girl. Come on, free. And that's how we do it. There's the pretty. Good boys. Everything seems to still be working through the wet, camera-wise. Of course, I don't need to tell you the vehicle's obviously waterproof. This thing goes through streams, snow, blizzards, anything. You might have seen me in my videos. Oh, we got a cow right here. How cool is that? See, the dogs are not fazed by it. Now, Jag might try to go in there and say hi, and I'll direct them not to. But we go through cow pastures sometimes, and perfectly trained for it, and they can mingle with the cows wonderfully. Come on, pretty. Stay, guys. And I'll show you. coming through. There's Jag. Jag doesn't know if I'm going to go to the car. Well, he's kind of hoping I do. Jag's lazy bones. But look at these cows and young calves there. Pretty's going to maybe say hi to them. Okay, Pretty, what are you going to do? Okay. Come on, guys. Free. Come on. Good girl. Look at her running now. She's ready to go. Come on, guys. Come on, Jag. Lazy bones. So, the rain has stopped. Doesn't mean it's not going to come back. Storms are supposed to persist throughout the day. Now, look at Princess. Look at, she's running. 14 and a half. Okay, so she slowed down a little bit. There she goes. Good girl. Good girl. She's excited. She wants to get to the pond. She likes keeping up with the other dogs. Good girl. Now she wants to go over and smell the corn. Actually, soybean. And here we are, folks, coming onto a beautiful pond. I believe this pond is man-made. It is dyed with food coloring to try to discourage algae. It's perfectly safe for the dogs to drink and to swim in. There's fish in there. People do fish. I don't believe they keep the fish, but they throw them back in. There's probably some turtles. Definitely geese and swans get on there, ducks, whatever. Come on, guys. Now, if it was really hot, the dogs would be vying to get back, to get to the pond. Come on, here. Chase. Jag. No chase. I give him a little bit of leeway. But, really calm and just awesome. There's a pier here. Jag will go out on the pier usually. They all will, but Jag's, that's his favorite spot. He likes to go under it. So, here comes Pretty. And that's where we're at. I'll try to see if they want to get in. We're actually going to try to dig this pond out at one point to make it deeper to discourage the algae growth. There's not too much algae in it this year. We've had a lot of rain, though. It's been hot, but I guess the rain has helped keep some of the algae away. But plus the food coloring I explained to you they use. You really can't tell here. Certain times it looks really cool, almost like a Caribbean Ocean, or the Caribbean part of the Atlantic Ocean, I should say. There's look at Chase getting right in. Jag. It's big enough they can all take their own little space. Chase will swim sometimes if he's hot. Looks like he's going to possibly do it now. You're gonna give us a show. There he goes. And he's swimming away, folks. And there's Princess. So, I'm still whipping up the wind. So, we'll probably do a loop around the pond and head back to the, I hear some thunder. Yeah. And head back to the fan. Yeah, it's getting about that time. You can see Chase still swimming. I love it. My biggest joy is watching the dogs enjoy themselves. And, there's no place like being immersed in nature where they can do almost anything they want. And they can smell wildlife around them and interact with it in most ways. Now, here comes Chase. He's going to do that because my feeling is, I'm not a dog psychologist, as you might be aware of. He does it, the coolness of the water amps him up, gets him going, and he tries to shake it off, essentially. Good boy Chase, he's going to do a bathroom stop. Sorry, getting his paws wet. This is a great place to end our run. I mean, we're still got to make it back to the van, obviously. But it gives them a cool down, so they get in the van. In the summer, it's a little warm. I can keep the air going while we're not in it, because this is a relatively protected area. It's always nice to make sure the dogs are cool before we get there. It's nicer. You can see Princess, she's getting in almost chest high. you can see the pond's pretty clear actually. I'm seeing right there. I put, if you've ever watched my YouTube channel, Dog Wears Camera or Wolf Dreams, they're both WooFDriver YouTube channels. They're also WooFDriver websites. You can see they've been in this pond with underwater cameras on, and it's kind of cool. Jag. And Z-Man, good boy. You're a good boy. Jag. Good boys and good girl. Cattle in the field. Now, this is again a huge area, so there was no cattle in this part of the field last time we came here. And last time when we just came through, I should say. So it's really neat to see them. Just looking over the equipment, making sure everything's working. You're behind the scenes with the WooFDriver, technically speaking. So a lot of this equipment I've pioneered in some way to get to work for my activities, document the dogs, etc. And I've been creative about it, and also use pretty much state-of-the-art equipment. Actually, some of the cameras are older, but they have features on them that they don't make the new cameras with. Hey, Jag, these cameras aren't. These are some of the newer ones, but some of the ones I use. So Jag's on the other side of the pond. He's checking it out, what we're gonna do. Okay, come on guys. Zorro. So what I'm gonna do is, come on Z. I'm gonna back up a little because Zorro's in my way. And I'm gonna do a loop around the pond. Come on. Come on guys. Chase, no. Good boy, come on. Only reason I said no to him was because Princess was coming, and just didn't want either of them. They will occasionally, as I said, take an aggressive posture towards each other. So, just let them, NO is a very strong word in WooFDriver land, so let them know that the pack daddy's in the house. And don't be horsing around. Oh guys, Princess. Cool stuff. So I'm leaving the camera rolling as we make it around the pond because it's so beautiful. Stream is to my left. Usually there's plenty of cows in this field, but again, this place is kind of big. Come on, pretty. So you never know where the cows are lurking, and a lot of times in the winter they're closer to the farmhouse. There's a few farmhouses here, so the I don't see them a lot in the winter. Great calmness around here right now. Might be the calm before the storm. We're gonna get the heck out of Dodge soon though. And just taking our time waiting for pretty Princess. Good boys. Jag. Jag. Stay. Jag. Good boy. I still see him peeking through the trees. I just didn't want to get too far ahead. He knows we're going back to the truck now. I could fake him out and go another way, which I've done, but usually when we circle the pond, we're heading back. So he was like, I'll be first back to the truck, Dad. See a lot of holes in the leaves of the soybeans. I believe that's beetle damage. If you've seen us when we go out at night, I'm always trying to pick up wildlife through their lens reflecting, through their eyes reflecting light. So I'll shine the light, and when I see it reflecting, I know something's there. Well, I did it about a month ago on one of our trips. I believe we were in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, at a place called Suicide Bridge. Again, we were doing our ghost hunting, and I actually caught beetles in the act of eating the leaves, and they're beautiful. I mean, they're real reflective, like a gold color, at least the ones I saw. So it was quite cool to see. But I always wonder, because they're, from what I understand, nocturnal, and it was actually pretty cool to see them doing their stuff, even though they're nuisance and they wreck a lot of plants. And here comes the pretty. And I don't know, I think they do horseshoes. And look at Chase. How cool is that? Love him enjoying himself. He wants to play. Come on, guys. Pretty. There she comes. Come on, good girl. Good girl. Jag's got a scent on the flower on that post that he's attracted to. Come on, Jag. Good boy. And again, I have a rear view mirror here, so if you can see me with my GoPro hat on, that's me. I can see the dogs behind and know their position without totally turning around. It's kind of nice when you can glance behind. You're watching dogs in front and situations unfold in front of you, you can see what's going on behind you. It's like a rear view mirror in a car, but this thing's a lot bigger. Jack, easy. So I was just waiting for Princess to crest the hill so I can still see her. So we're gonna head back. If I didn't think it was gonna rain anymore, I'm looking at the skies, I would head down to do another lap through a field we didn't make it through and back by the woods. But and there's plenty of farm to cover here. We could do about 10 miles without repeating ourselves. Certain roads might connect, so you might get a shared road, if you will, to make that 10-mile journey. I always measure places on how much mileage we can get in without repeating ourselves, because that's the most exciting thing to the dogs, when they don't smell their scent a second time. So they're like, well, we haven't been through here. Stay, guys. Chase. Chase. Jag. Zorro. Stay. No. Good boys. Little parched there, folks. Sorry. That's what goes on my Sprite. Chase, stay. Skip it. Pretty's making her way. The patience that they're showing is quite remarkable. They're doing that at a far distance from me, as you see, a good 50 feet. Look at Princess, she's running. Good girl. She takes a little bit of running step and she slows down. She's doing her thing. She's excited. We're going back to the truck. We had a successful outing. Easy, guys. Chase. And what we want to be careful here is want to make sure there's no vehicles coming down that way. Sometimes there will be even cars. There's trucks further up that come there. Stay. Chase. Chase, stay. Good boy. Stay. I hear a little bit of rain hitting on this canvas. Chase! No! Good boy. Stay. If he Zorro, no. Zorro. If he persists to do that, what I'll do is give him a little audio tone. Let him know, no, that's not what we do. Zorro's just moving up because Jag is, as long as they don't... No! Stay! Chase! Boy. I hear Princess breathing. So I know she's not too far. He's like, you coming now, Dad? You coming? No! Stay! Chase! Here, guys. Here. Here, here. Here. Chase. Here. Come on. Here, here. Here. Chase. Here, here, here. Here, here, here. Here's good. Come on. Here, here. Good boys. Here, check. Boys. Here. Good boys. Here's always good. Come on. Here, here. Come on. Here, here. Good boys. Here's always good. Here's always good. Here's good. Here's good. Jag. Boy. Now, that was a little bit of a lazy here. Here they're supposed to come to pretty much the center of your body and pretty much take the treat out of your hands. That's how you train them. But Jag stopped before. That's all fine. You're dealing with Huskies because of their dominance issue. Sometimes they'll yield to the alpha. So if one gets here first, they might yield to the other one and not want to challenge them, which is fine. So when they're younger and we're training them, we train them to come to us right all to the center of the body. This wheel looks a little low. See how they lay down? Usually I call them to me to lay down. I didn't do that, but they chose to, what we call plots, lay down on their own. And Princess is making her way. And watch me release them. This is so cool. I'm going to say F-R-E-E. And they're going to get up and go. Free! Easy, guys. Ho, easy. Told you. That's the release word. Good little sprint form. Stay. Come on, guys. Here comes the rain, folks. Come on, here. Jag. Jag. Chase. Come on. Chase. Come on, truck. Boy, back, good boys. Because it's raining, I'm going to close the door. Good boy, Jag. Always check to make sure nobody's coming. Come on, pretty. And I'll put my equipment away while she's making her way up to here, folks. Come on, pretty. I'm gonna leave the door open for her. Sometimes she'll magically work her way into it herself. If not, she'll meander around here till I assist her in the truck. And that's where we're at, folks. WooFDriver signing off. GoPro, stop recording.